Yeah, I Googled myself recently. So hadn't you done this before? You Googled yourself, that's right. Man. You've been cliche, people do it all the time. Right, you Googled yourself. And some of the stuff that comes up, well, most of it was me, right? But I was surprised that there's a lot of Trent Booths out there. Like, totally common name like Trent, right? So there's like, there's a kid in New Zealand, there's a kid in Australia, there's a kid in Orange County, a kid in Cleveland, and the last page said Trent Booth, gay male porn. So I was curious. But not like you might think, all right? But I did start thinking, what if this dude looks like me? Wouldn't you want to do the same thing? Fair question. It might explain why some of you are so excited to meet me for the first time. So without thinking, I'm at the office on my work computer. Click on Trent Booth, gay male porn. Pop, 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 pop. No! Terrible images coming across the screen, things that you just should not ever see. And I don't even know if I eventually saw some dude named Trent Booth, but I had to pull, you know, the old battery out of the laptop trick? You know, standing there at the office, Big Brother's watching, man. Fortunately, I didn't get any calls, but I did have to turn in that computer that somewhere, I'm sure, has a cookie on it that says, Trent Booth, gay male porn. Well, I want to thank Wes and your leaders, your district leaders, for inviting me to come today. I did get to fly 5 hours from Philadelphia yesterday. I'm flying back tonight. It was one of those tight windows to be able to make it work. But I'm definitely excited to be able to share with you, not only today, but also for SC2, which you're going to be hearing about in a little bit from Wes. I'll be attending both events. I couldn't be more excited. This is my quote, so if you use this is the real Trent Booth. And you gotta send me a quarter. I think it's true. When I'm talking about overcoming adversity, I'm not gonna talk about signature sets, I'm not gonna talk about recos, I'm not gonna talk about connecting with customers. You've heard great messages on that. In fact, if you think it through, you only ever get one June 29th, 2010, right? Yep. I mean, this is it. How'd it go? Are you feeling like you made a good investment into your future? Right? You got some snaps. I mean, if you think it through, you not only didn't get paid to be here today, you actually paid good hard-earned money to get here. Now, yes, you do get 4 table knives, which is insane, right, for the amount you just invested. But I'm suggesting this, even if it costs twice as much and you got no table knives, could you have got something from today to make you a better version of yourself tomorrow? I hope that you are here as an investment into yourself. Because yesterday may determine who you are, but not who you're going to be. You get to determine that. So if you're interested, I have some ideas on adversity. And what it's all about, and perhaps some ways of overcoming adversity. The first thought I have for you is that adversity happens, right? So we shouldn't really be surprised when it happens. It's almost though like we get offended when all the lights aren't green for us, right? It's like, oh, the light's red. It's like we expect everything to go our way, and that's just not my experience. I have 3 kids under 9, right? And they're awesome, by the way. Jacob, Caitlin's the oldest, she just turned 9, Jacob's 6, and little Rebecca's 3. And she turns 4 in a little bit. And Caitlin, she's the oldest, Johanne's oldest in the room, right? I'm the oldest. Life's hard, dude. when you're the oldest, isn't it? I mean, it's hard, right? I mean, she's breaking new ground to the other ones, and she's like, Dad, it's so hard being the oldest. I said, well, who said life is supposed to be easy? Right? And sometimes we just need a little perspective. How true is this statement? Things aren't always what they seem.
Very true.
In fact, some of you may have experienced this. It's something that you've gone through in the past seemed like the worst thing ever at the time, and then after the fact you look back and said to yourself, boy, good thing. So many of you've had that experience before. You know, Steve Jobs, I'm a big Apple geek, right? Steve Jobs once said during a commencement speech in 2005 that you can never connect the dots looking forward. He said you can only connect the dots of your life when you look back. And sometimes things aren't what they seem. I'm not a fan of forwarded emails for the most part. I find them lame, but I found one that was particularly good. It's about two angels. Maybe you've heard it. It's about two angels. In vector terms, I think they're field training, right? So you got an older angel, a little more experienced, field training the junior angel. And they're out kind of in this more rural area. It's more like a day's walk in between houses. They go to the first house, and it's a very wealthy owner. They knock on the door, and the senior angel says, hey, my friend and I are walking through the country here. We're looking for a place to stay tonight. The wealthy owner says, well, you can stay with us, but you've got to stay in the basement. And the accommodations are pretty meager. The junior angel's like looking around going, this is terrible. We're have to sleep on the hard concrete floor, the stone floor. And he wakes up in the middle of the night, and the senior angel is actually fixing the hole in the wall. He goes, that's weird. Goes back to sleep. They continue their journey the next day, and they come across a very meager house. Very poor. In fact, it seemed like the only source of income that this couple had was a dairy cow. Very scrawny, very skinny. Would have worked even for beef. And they knocked on the door and said, my friend and I are sojourning across the country. Can we stay with you for the evening? They say, absolutely. But if you stay with us, you must have dinner at our table, and you guys will sleep in our bed. My wife and I will sleep on the couch. So they do. And the junior angel wakes up that night to the sound of wailing and crying. It turns out that the angel of death had come that night and taken the dairy cow. So leaving the next day, the junior angel, he's bent. Says to the senior angel, what's the deal? I don't get it. We go to the first house, they're rich, we sleep on the floor, you fix their wall. And yet the meager couple give us everything that they have, even give us their bed, and you kill their cow? To which the senior angel replied, things aren't always as they seem. Okay, let me break it down for you, Junior. The wealthy couple had a hole in the wall, and behind that hole in the wall was a very rich treasure. So I hold up the wall so they would not find it, because all they care about is money. And the very meager couple, it turns out that the angel of death was actually coming for the wife, and I convinced him to take the cow instead. Things are not always what they seem. Sometimes, when you're going through it, it could be the worst thing ever. Trust. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. You never know. Here's one thing I do know. I've been through some of those periods where even down the road it never seemed like a good thing. I mean, it just felt terrible. And I can tell you, the person that you become is worth it.